Good morning, students. How are you? We are taking the next lecture from Unit 7 Natural Resources, Chapter 15 Water. So, we know air and water are very much important for us and it makes our Earth a unique planet. Let us go through the introduction. Earth is the only planet which supports life. Yes, life originated in the water on Earth in the form of unicellular organism. Yes, do you know the history? There were only unicellular organisms, then gradually developed into complex living beings like human beings. पहले सिर्फ एक सेल बना, फिर वो मल्टीप्लाई हुआ, मल्टीसेल्युलर बने और फिर हम बने. तो Earth supported life due to following reasons. Let us check. It has all the required essential resources to support life like air, water, minerals, soil, fuels, plants, etc. Have you seen on any other planet these kind of things are available? If it could be, we would have been living on that planet, isn't it, children? It is at the ideal distance from the sun. It is not very far nor too close. If it would have been close, we have been heated up. If it have been too cold, we would have been disappeared due to cold. Okay? Due to which it is neither very hot nor very cold. There is a protective layer of atmosphere, yes children, around the earth, which makes the temperature proper on earth and protect it from harmful radiation of the sun also. All the material present around us which make life possible on earth is called as resources. Yes children, whatever we are getting free on the earth is called as resources. The resources which exist naturally are called as natural resources, such as water, air, plant, animal. Natural resources are of two types. Natural resources which are living, like plants, animals are living natural resources, and natural resources which are not living are called as non-living natural resources. Air, water, soil, minerals. Clear children? So that is why our earth is supporting life. Water is one of the most important natural resource. Have you seen that we can live without water? One day, if one day, only one day, TMC will not supply water, what happens? It is very difficult to survive. It is the most essential resource that supports all forms of life, children. 3/4 of Earth's surface is covered with water. What is 3/4? This is a fraction. 3/4 of the fraction of the earth is covered with water. Why we use fraction? Because we know earth is a sphere. It is present in oceans, seas, river, ponds, lakes, underground water and in the form of ice in the polar regions. 97% of earth water is present in oceans. Yes, we know that very large part is covered. But it is saline water. So can you drink? No, it is of no use. Only 3% of water present on the earth is fresh water. So this is the 3% which we are drinking or using to drink potable water. Out of which about 2.997% of fresh water is locked up in the glaciers. So children, hardly 1% point में रह जाता है 0.003% of fresh water is available as underground water in lakes, rivers and streams and as underground water. So, underground water is the most important source of drinking water for us, but its exhaustive use has led to a great fall. What do you mean by exhaustive? हम बहुत ज़्यादा waste करते हैं पानी को, तो बहुत ज़्यादा use को exhaustive बोलते हैं. Use has led to great fall in the levels of what? Underground water, because this only we are getting. Moreover, pollution and disposal of waste material and sewage water has led to great deterioration. What do you mean by deterioration? उसको तबाह कर दिया है, बेकार कर दिया है, खराब कर दिया है of the quality of water. So what we are doing? Water pollution and has made it unfit for drinking. So imagine children, 0.003. Do you understand? Small portion, this we are drinking and still we are making water pollution over there. So what we will drink? So we should stop making pollution, isn't it? Now, importance of water. Yes, we all know how much important, but still we don't value it, isn't it, children? Water is one of the most essential material required for life. One cannot survive without water. The same is true for plants and animals. Will they be trying to live without water? No, not at all. In jungles, you must have seen Mowgli. Yes, in Mowgli, what happened? तालाब सूख जाता है, परेशान हो जाते हैं जानवर, isn't it? So this should not happen to plants and animals even. Water is an important constituent of our body. हमारी body में भी बहुत पानी है बच्चों. The human body is made up of, you remember this, 70% of water. Okay, we digest our food with the help of water. You drink water? Yes. Waste from our body is removed in form of urine. Yes. And sweat. You sweat a lot, which are again water based. Water helps us keep a steady body temperature. And why it is needed? Because it keeps steady means good body temperature. Through the evaporation of sweat from the surface of our body, heat release हो जाती है बच्चों. हमारे अंदर गर्मी है तो sweating से निकल जाती है, फिर हमें अच्छा हवा चलती है तो ठंडा लगता है, and we drink water तो भी हमें अच्छा लगता है. Beside all this, we use water to wash, bathe, clean, cook, and for generating electricity. Yes, children. Now, electricity is also generated through water only. It is also used in industries and agriculture. A plant's body is approximately 60 to 65% water. Imagine, plants use water to transport food, nutrients to each and every part of their body. You might be knowing this. Plants use water and carbon dioxide and convert them into glucose in the presence of sunlight in the process called as photosynthesis. I think children, you might be aware of the process of photosynthesis and its chemical formulas. So, water is used in the germination of seed and in the डेवलपमेंट. ये मम्मी अंकुरित करती है मूंग दाल, पानी में भिगो के रखती है, तब वो अंकुर फूटते हैं, तो वाटर के प्रेजेंस में ही होता है. और हम अगर उसको पौधा को ग्रो करना चाहेंगे तो भी क्या करना पड़ेगा? डेली वाटर देना पड़ेगा प्लांट को. सो वाटर इज एसेंशियल फॉर प्लांट्स टू. Water is also a habitat of millions of aquatic plants and animals. जब we will go to pond lake तो fishes होती हैं, है ना, dolphins होती हैं, और उसमें बहुत सारे सुंदर सुंदर lotuses होते हैं. Yes, so plants and animals are also staying in water. In fact, a greater number of organisms live in oceans, yes, and sea than on land. So they are living in the saline water. Water evaporates from the various bodies, condenses and falls as rain. So this is the water cycle. What we have learned? Evaporation हो रहा है क्योंकि बहुत गर्मी हो जाती है, condense हो रहा है, clouds बन जाते हैं, precipitation हो रहा है, rain हो रहा है. This continuous cycle is essential for all living organisms. Yes, children, rain is very much important. Water is also used as a means of transportation. Giant ships move in oceans to carry raw material and other goods across the world. So this is how we are using water in different modes. Yes, the water is very much important to us. Now, let us see Jacques Cousteau. Who was he? Was a French naval officer who was also very well-known researcher, ecologist, filmmaker, innovator, scientist, photographer, author. Tell me children, what do you want to be from all these? He studied the underwater life of animals, and plants. He was popularly known as Captain Cousteau or Jacques Cousteau. He was a pioneer in marine conservation. Do you understand what is marine conservation? Marine life, sea. Marine means sea. Conservation मतलब बचाना. तो यानी को sea को बचा के रखता था वो. Along with Émile Gagnan, a French engineer, he developed the first open circuit scuba diving equipment known as aqualung. Captain Cousteau founded the Underseas Research Group at Toulon and the French Office of Underseas Research at Marseille. He was also the director of the Oceanographic Museum of Monaco. So see how much great he was, that he devoted his life to marine life and conservation. Okay, children, at this point of time, this is an easy checkpoint which you can do yourself, and please try to do it and complete it. Sources of water. Now children, from where you get water? Let us study the various sources of water on earth in detail. Rain. Yeah, it's rainy season, So you get rain. When water vapors in the sky condense, they form clouds. When clouds cannot hold water anymore, they fall on the earth as rain. The rainwater is considered as one of the purest form of water. It does not contain impurities, but it may contain dust particle. इसलिए हमें छान के पीना चाहिए. अगर रेन वाटर हम लोग कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं तो उसको प्रोसेस या बॉयल करके पीना चाहिए. And some dissolved gases like carbon dioxide. Rain is polluted cities contain some harmful gases that can make it acidic. Yes, children, whatever pollution we are doing, that is creating rain to be polluted. Rivers, lakes and streams. These are another 3 forms from where we can get water. Water collected in streams, rivers, lakes, ponds, etc. is called as surface water. Why it is called surface water? Because we can see on the surface. Surface water is naturally replenished by precipitation. This water contains suspended impurities and dissolved salts. Do you understand by replenished? Replenished मतलब जैसे हम refill करते हैं bottles को, ऐसे ही ये bodies में, surface water bodies में पानी कहाँ से आएगा बच्चों? बारिश से. Yes, precipitation. This water contains suspended impurities. Suspended मतलब इनके साथ चलती हैं and dissolved salts. This also contain many other undesirable substances called as pollutants. Because ऊपर से साफ करके तो नहीं mountains पे से क्या क्या आ रहा है we don't know. Such as sewage and other industrial waste. Therefore, it is not fit for drinking. It can be used for drinking purpose after appropriate purification treatment. So we have to keep it in the mind that purification of water should be done at a level. Ocean and seas. See children, this water we are unable to drink. But yes, it is important for earth temperature and for aquatic life, flora and fauna. Sea water is saline. It contains dissolved salt which are brought by the river and are also present in the rocks in the ocean. This water is unfit for drinking, washing, industrial and agriculture use. Okay, but still it is important to maintain the temperature of the earth. Now groundwater. As you see surface water, you can see groundwater means underneath the soil. Rainwater and water from water bodies such as rivers, ponds, lakes and streams pass through the soil to rocks lying beneath the ground, and this is called as groundwater. The level of this water is called as water table. जहाँ पे भी हमें नीचे तक सॉइल की लेयर्स में नीचे तक पानी मिलेगा उसको वाटर टेबल बोलते हैं. वहाँ पे फिर हम लोग वेल बना लेते हैं और उस पानी को भी हम लोग पीने के लिए यूज़ करते हैं. This underground water sometimes emerges on land in the form of streams called natural springs. Groundwater is commonly used for agriculture, drinking purposes and is drawn through wells. This water contains dissolved salt, but it is free from suspended impurities. Now let us quickly see what is water cycle. We have already seen, but let us discuss in brief. You must have noticed how mud water disappears from wet clothes as they dry up in the sun. मम्मी कपड़े क्यों बाहर सुखाती है धूप में? Because this water changes to water vapor due to heat. तो evaporate हो जाता है उनका पानी. The same process is used to separate salts from sea water. You know, it is saline, so there is salt into it. So evaporation process is used to acquire salt from sea water. और तुमको टाटा नमक जो मिलता है वो वहीं का होता है. The sea water evaporates leaving salt behind. This evaporation of water is faster in sunlight. It is slow during the night and in the shades. During daytime, the air around surroundings us get heated. This warm air provides heat for the evaporation and water in the night and in the absence of sunlight. Similarly, plants absorb water through their roots. See children, red arrows are there. The roots absorbs all the water, whatever they can, wherever they can reach in the soil, they take it. Now this water in the upward movement go through the stems, to the branches, to the leaves, and from the leaf surface they again are evaporated. Now this process is called as transpiration. The remaining part of the water is called as transpiration, which is released in the form of water vapor. भाप बन के उड़ना जिसको बोलते हैं बच्चों. So water is lost both by evaporation as well as transpiration. So this is happening as transpiration. Okay. The water vapor in the form clouds by the process of condensation. The process of condensation plays an important role in bringing water back to surface of the earth. ना भी evaporate हो गया, अभी वापस से कहाँ कैसे आएगा पानी, ये हो गया evaporation. देखो क्लाउड्स बने उसी पानी से, वो वाटर वेपर एक के बाद एक अपने मॉलिक्यूल्स इकट्ठे करके चिपक जाते हैं, एंड दैट मीन्स कंडेंसेशन. और फिर बच्चों टेम्परेचर चेंज होता है एंड दिस इज रेन विच इज कॉल्ड एज प्रेसिपिटेशन. Okay, so these three processes, what is evaporation, condensation, rain or precipitation, this whole collects to be water cycle. Okay children, the water vapor in air form clouds by the process of condensation. The process of condensation plays an important role in bringing water back to the surface of the earth. As we go higher from the earth, the temperature drops. When the air moves up, it becomes cooler. At sufficient heights, sufficient means बच्चों एक अच्छी हाइट. तुम्हारी sufficient है हाइट? नहीं, तुम्हें अभी ग्रो करना है, तो sufficient हाइट मतलब एक अच्छा खासा हाइट जो कि सही हो. The air becomes so cool that the water vapor present in it condenses to form tiny droplets of water called droplets. It is these tiny droplets that remain floating in the air. These are the tiny water droplets. Vapors, water vapors forms. Yes, these droplets falls as rain, sleet, mist on the earth. This process is called as precipitation. So children, where rain is written, you can write precipitation also. Okay, so this is precipitation. In cold regions, the rain falls as hail or snow. Thus, water in the form of water vapors goes into air by evaporation and transpiration, forms cloud and comes back to the ground as rain, hail or snow. The rainwater goes into the streams, lakes, ponds. Again, this water is going to the rivers, oceans, yes, and goes back to the ocean, isn't it? Thus, water from the ocean and surface of the earth goes into air as vapors, returns as rain, hail and snow, and finally goes back to the ocean. So, this is the cycle which it is following in the continuous process. Okay children, so this is the checkpoint which you can do in a very easy way now, isn't it? So you can do it. Drought. Now what you can see, it is the opposite of raining. Where there is no rain, yes, what will happen? सूखा पड़ जाएगा, किसान खेती नहीं कर पाएंगे. Yes, so this is where vegetation cannot grow because there is loss of water. There is no groundwater even. Oh my God. The summer in India is followed by rainy season or monsoon. In summer, due to the excessive heat, evaporation and transpiration, shortage of water occurs. If the following monsoon fails or is delayed, fails or delayed मतलब बच्चों अभी समर होके गई, पर ऐसा हो गया कि हमें फोरकास्ट, वेदर फोरकास्ट में ये पता चला कि भाई थोड़े दिन बाद मानसून आएगा, तो क्या होगा हमारा? We cannot survive in that heat of summers. It leads to severe shortage of water throughout the year. As the water lost is not replenished, वापस से तो आया ही नहीं, replenish मतलब वापस से आना. Under such condition, the soil becomes dry. The level of water in ponds and wells of the region goes down, and some of them may even dry up. The groundwater may also become scarce. Scarce मतलब कमी हो जाना. Such a long period when there is a little or no rain is known as drought. तो बच्चों जब पूरा पानी सूख जाता है, खत्म हो जाता है, ग्राउंड वाटर टेबल भी खत्म हो जाता है, तो उस कंडीशन को क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग? ड्रॉट. If the monsoon fails or a given place does not receive adequate मतलब सही मात्रा में rainfall for several years in a row, it leads to severe drought conditions. In drought conditions, it is difficult to get food and fodder. Food तो हम लोग खाते हैं, fodder कौन खाता है? चारा कौन खाता है? गाय, बैल, हाँ, उनको फिर किसान यूज करते हैं, isn't it? In the agriculture, crops will also dry up. Now, the land becomes dry and its top layer is blown away by wind. जैसे ही मट्टी सूखेगी तो वो उड़ जाएगी क्योंकि हवा चलेगी, leading to soil erosion. और उस तरह उसको क्या बोलते हैं जब मट्टी एक प्लेस से उड़ के दूसरी प्लेस पे जाती है? Due to the help of air, soil erosion. This further reduces the crop production. अभी जहाँ पे crops और बीज लगाने की हमने प्लानिंग की है वो नहीं कर पाएंगे, तो soil की fertility, उपजाऊ नहीं हो पाती है सॉइल बेटा, क्योंकि लेयर उसकी जो अपर लेयर है वो ही उड़ गई है। द फार्मर्स आर नॉट एबल टू ग्रो एनफ फूड टू सेल एंड मेक मनी, तो गरीब बन जाते हैं वो लोग। दिस मोस्टली लीड टू पॉवर्टी एंड द फार्मर्स फेस डेब्ट्स, डेब्ट्स मतलब बहुत उधार। Humans and animals start dying due to a shortage of water and food. Such a condition is called as famine. और ये सूखा पड़ने के बाद जब वाटर और फूड भी नहीं मिलता है लोगों को खाने के लिए, उस कंडीशन को क्या बोलते हैं बच्चों? famine. So there is two condition. One is drought and following it is famine. In such places, diseases spread and many people die due to these diseases. Gujarat, Rajasthan, many areas of Bihar, Madhya Pradesh face droughts or similar conditions as they generally get little or no rain. Clear children? And now the opposite of drought is flood. Now Mumbai always in the rainy season we get floods. Yes, too much of rainfall, sea में पानी नहीं जा पाता है, रेन बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही है, हाई टाइड हो रहा है, सारा मुंबई पानी से भर जाता है. What happens? Loss of life and property. In our country, most of the rainfall occurs during monsoon season. In many parts of the country, it rains heavily during the monsoon, leading to rise in the level of water in river, lakes, ponds. The water may rise above the banks and then spread over large areas. Such a condition is called as children floods. Crop field, forest, villages, cities, all submerged by flood. Submerged मतलब डूब जाना. What is submerged? डूब जाता है सब कुछ. कहाँ? पानी के नीचे. The communication system, telephonic as well as electronic fail in flooded places. तो इसके क्या consequences होते हैं? Light चला जाता है, internet चला जाता है, telephone range चली जाती है. Yes, everything fails. We are sitting in dark. This makes it difficult to contact and help the affected people. The clean and polluted water gets mixed during a flood. अभी एक ग्राउंड वाटर है, एक polluted water है, वो फ्लड से क्या होता है? दोनों मिक्सअप हो जाते हैं, तो ड्रिंकिंग वाटर की भी बच्चों कमी हो जाती है. उससे क्या होता है? अभी इससे एक और कनेक्शन है, कॉलरा, डेंगू, जितने भी वाटर बॉर्न डिजीजेस हैं वो शुरू हो जाते हैं. तो फाइनली वी आर अफेक्टेड बाय इट लॉट. Floods are also cause a great damage to human life, plant, animal, many of whom die. कोस्टल एरियाज में क्या होता है? क्या आया था लास्ट ईयर? निसर्ग. इस बार क्या आया? टोटे. क्या है वो सब? साइक्लोन्स. तो these are great damaging forming things which are produced in the sea. ओके, साइक्लोन इज वायलेंट, स्पिनिंग करता है जैसे वॉशिंग मशीन चलती है, विद वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग विंड्स विच मूव इन स्पाइरल. इट इज ऑफन अकम्पनीड बाय हाई टाइडल वेव्स. वेस्ट बंगाल, ओडिशा, केरला, असम, बिहार, जितने भी कोस्टल एरियाज हैं वहाँ पे बहुत अफेक्ट करता है. Now last topic is children of this chapter is conserve water. तो going through this chapter, do you have realized that we should conserve water? हमें पानी को बचा के रखना चाहिए जिससे कि ड्रॉट ना आए. हमें अर्थ का टेम्परेचर ठीक रखना चाहिए, तो उसके लिए हमें अपने लेवल पे पानी को बचाना होगा. Only a small fraction of water is available, 0.003 we have already read, जो कि हम पी सकते हैं. यस, मोस्ट ऑफ द वाटर कैन नॉट बी यूज रैपिडली. हम लोग जल्दी जल्दी उसको यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं. द लेवल ऑफ द ग्राउंड वाटर इज डिक्रीजिंग रैपिडली. रैपिडली मतलब बहुत जल्दी जल्दी. द नंबर ऑफ पीपल यूजिंग वाटर इज इंक्रीजिंग विद द रैपिडली ग्रोइंग पॉपुलेशन. पॉपुलेशन तो बहुत हो रहा है इंडिया का ही अगर देखेंगे हम लोग, पानी कम होता जा रहा है, पॉपुलेशन ज़्यादा होता जा रहा है. मोर एंड मोर वाटर इज बीइंग यूज्ड बाय द इंडस्ट्रीज फॉर द कमर्शियल पर्पस. हेंस इट इज़ वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट वाटर इज यूज्ड केयरफुली एंड इट्स वेस्टेज इज प्रिवेंटेड. नाउ लास्ट, ये रेन आता है, हाँ, रेन वाटर ग्राउंड वाटर में चेंज हो जाता है. ओशंस में तो नहीं हम लोग पी सकते हैं पानी, तो हम लोग रिवर्स का, पॉन्ड्स का, लेक्स का यूटिलाइज करते हैं. एक तरीका और है रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग. Best way to increase the availability of underground water is to collect rainwater and store it for use. Collecting rainwater in this way is called rainwater harvesting. It is collected at the place where it falls and is prevented from flowing into the rivers. तो मुंबई में बहुत सारे projects हर society में हैं. It is the rain water falls in the places that are mostly covered with concrete roads. अभी मिट्टी में पानी क्या करता है, सीप करके चला जाता है लेयर्स में और ग्राउंड वाटर टेबल से मिल जाता है. पर अभी तो हमने बिल्डिंग्स बना दिए, रोड्स बना दिए, मिट्टी रही नहीं, तो क्या होगा, पानी जो है इधर उधर फ्लोट करेगा और हम लोग उसको कंजर्व नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो दिस इज आवर मिस्टेक. हाँ, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी एन अंडरग्राउंड वाटर. सो देयरफॉर रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग इज स्पेशली needed in cities where the rainwater usually flow from into the drain. So two techniques are used to save rainwater. Rainwater is collected on rooftops of the houses in a storage tank. खुला है वो, पानी गिरता है, रेन आती है और वो भर जाता है. फिर उसको हम नेक्स्ट ईयर गर्मियों में यूज कर सकते हैं पानी को, और उसको क्या कर सकते हैं, हम क्लीन करके पानी को पी भी सकते हैं. दिस वाटर इज सेंट थ्रू पाइप्स और डायरेक्टली टू पिट्स और इन द ग्राउंड. दिस देन सीप्स इनटू द ग्राउंड, और ये ग्राउंड में भी जाता है. सेकेंडली, रेन वाटर इज अलाउड टू गो इनटू द ग्राउंड डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द रोड साइड ड्रेन that collects rainwater. So in this way, in these two types, we can harvest water. So children, please try to complete this checkpoint, and here we complete with the chapter and do the important divination. Now I will meet you in the next chapter. Thank you so much.